Hmm.
Okay, awesome. Hi, I am Dawn Loding with eXp Realty, and I am here today with my good friend Lindsay Kniper from Guaranteed Rate. And I wanted to just bring some value to all of you, my clients, past clients, people looking to buy a home with some real estate questions for a lender. So, Lindsay, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks
And
for having me, Dawn.
definitely. So I have three of the top asked questions that I get from buyers when I'm talking to them online or in person. And I just want to kind of ask you those questions and get into a discussion about those questions. So
Glad to help.
awesome. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, the first question that I get all the time is when do I bring a lender into the equation of buying a home?
That's a really good question. It's really dependent on your preferences, but I think it's important to bring them in at go. When you meet with a client, you kind of start building that relationship right up. And it's nice to kind of see not only where they are, personally on what their expectations are and what they're hoping for and their goals and their dreams, but it's also good to see, in reality on paper, where and what they can actually afford. So it's kind of nice to get that lender involved right at the go, right when you meet with them, just so that y'all can come to the table and start looking at more realistic homes for them or payments that they want to be in, and ensure that y'all are all on the same page.
I love that answer. And I get that all the time because I have, with the internet these days, we're constantly talking to people who are not quite ready. So they say, well, I'm not ready for 6 months. And I always tell them, it's never too early to get with the lender, especially if there's stuff on your credit that you didn't know about and they need to fix it. And I know that you and your company, can help advise them on, what can you do? Like if they do have something, can you legally advise them, let them know about that? What can you do when that happens?
I always tell people, let's peel that onion so we can kind of see what layers there are and on where they might be on being approved. Or, let's put the horse before the carriage, not just assume they can't or assume they can. So, yes, we have credit concierge that we can run them through different scenarios to determine whether or not there's something we can do to help boost their scores if they're needing that, or if they need more in-depth credit repair. We don't do credit repair in-house, but we do have lots of referral partners that we can refer them to. We usually give them a list of 3 or 4 so that they can decide. They interview them kind of like they're going to go look at houses. They're going to decide what's right for them. They can interview them and decide what plan works best for them and what is realistic to financially what they can do and afford.
Great. Thank you for that.
We'll work with them, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know that happens, and it's much better to happen ahead of time. So if you are planning a move within the next 6 months or so, it's much better to know that before that all happens, rather than I've had some people over my 17 years of being a licensed real estate agent where they come and they don't want to deal with the lender until they're ready to buy a house. Then we get that process started, and then something shows up on their credit and they can't buy it. And so that's why a lot of times, as the clients kind of get frustrated with the realtors, because we're always wanting to say, are you pre-approved? Well, that is why, because so many times anything can happen between the contract to close, and it's almost always because of the lending process, which it doesn't have to be that hard. And
it's good to be prepared, like you said, because you never know, and especially in this competitive market, because depending on how the market's doing, you could have multiple offer situations, or you could be in a place where it does allow them a little more time to decide if they're ready to buy. But I think 6 months, like you said, that's a really good parameter.
Yeah.
Because if you never know, if there's something to work on, there's time. And then if not, then they can at least not be rushed to find something and they don't have to settle for anything.
Yeah. And one more thing with that, it's in a moving market, especially if it's a seller's market, a lot of times there's multiple offers. So there's not time to get pre-approved. If you've got multiple offers, you need that as the agent, and we're going up against other agents. We need that pre-approval letter ahead of time. So,
right. And if you're thinking they're in that price point where there's going to be a multiple offer situation, being in this kind of market today, we've got Red Arrow Express where we can actually bundle up their entire loan and submit it to an underwriting team, and you'll have an underwriting approval, not just a pre-approval, so that you'll have an underwriting approval so you can put that on your offer so that it stands out to show that all we need is an appraisal.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that all kind of leads me into my next question for you. I know that you're at Guaranteed Rate in San Antonio, Texas, and I love working with you. One of the things I love about Guaranteed Rate is that you have so many different options. So why don't you tell us, my question number 2 is, what type of loan do I get? That is a lot of times. What do I get? Conventional, FHA, VA? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's so many products out there. It's trying to see what to fine tune to best fit each client. There's not one product for one person. So what we do is we kind of look at the whole picture. We look at their credit profile, their income profile to determine if they would be eligible for a certain product. Credit is a huge factor when it comes to these options. Down payment assistance programs in particular, they want a 620 minimum credit score, and conventional wants a 620 plus credit score to not have such high mortgage insurance. So depending on the client's needs and their goals, monthly mortgage payment goals, we try to fine tune that program to make it fit. If they're looking in certain parts that are outside of the city that fit that USDA mapping system, we'll try to do that so that they're getting 100% financing without being a veteran. And, with VA, we try to utilize those eligibility when we can and show them all options. Sometimes VA is not always the best option if they have a funding fee, because that's just a fee you're paying just to get the loan, to get 100% financing from the government, and it's financed in, which increases your monthly mortgage payment. So we show everything that they are personally eligible for, and sometime a first-time home buyer will come in thinking they're going to do FHA, and we show them the 3% Fannie Mae Home Ready or Freddie Mac's Home Possible, and they're able to get in on a conventional with lower mortgage insurance that actually falls off and isn't for the life of the loan like FHA is, and only come up with 3%, not 3.5%. So one program, not for all, and there's so many to choose from, but we fine tune it based on the client's needs and not what we assume they should do.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So you kind of answered my third question with that question, which was, what does my credit score need to be?
Sure.
A lot of people I've found, especially renters, they're out there paying all this money for rent, and it's actually less for them to try to get into a home for their mortgage, especially with the way rentals are these days.
Yeah. Median rent is crazy. What, like 15 to 1,700 a month?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's a $200,000, $250,000 home. So.
I know. And with a lot of the programs, first time home buyer program, FHA, as realtors, we can ask for your closing costs to get wrapped into your loan. There's so many different things that we can do for renters that, you just need to start. I know that it's scary for some people. I found this a lot. They'll call and they'll say, well, I've had credit problems in the past. I went through a divorce 5 years ago. A lot of people think that their credit is ruined from 5 years ago, when you can run their credit and find that, some of that old stuff has fallen off already. And, they really look at what do they look at? Like the last year to 2 years and your payment history on that. So, you know what? The key to that is get started. Call me today. exactly.
You never know what you don't know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's get you on a plan so that we could get you into a house. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to have that client who is scared to get started, but takes that step, gets in there, does what they need to do, and then calls me and says, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to go look for a house. And I'm like,
or
oh
they
my gosh.
thought it wasn't possible, and then it
Right.
is. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, and yeah, it's just, that's one of my favorite things. Being a realtor, I love being able to help people make that home ownership dream come true.
Oh yes, this is a
So
very rewarding industry.
very rewarding.
I didn't fully answer your question. I'm so sorry. So,
Okay, go ahead.
credit scores. So
Yeah.
depending on what you need to do. So down payment assistance requires a 620 minimum. FHA, there's some programs there at 580 minimum. With that, they want some compensating factors. They want to see you on the job, good history there. They want to see that you had some good management with your finances. So you may have some savings in the bank, maybe not the full down payment, obviously. But they want to see just some good compensating factors there. Not that you're job hopping or anything like that. And then VA will go down as low as 600. So again, some compensating factors to be under that 620, but it is possible. And conventional 620, preferably we like to see you up in that 640 range just to have lower mortgage insurance if that's being applied, if you're not putting 20% down. And the rest of it, it's just, we will see where you're at, and we will automatically, if you're not where we'd like you to be for the most optimal rate, we will do a credit analyzing anyway, just to say, if you just paid this credit card down $100, it'll boost your score this many points so that we can put you in a better rate category long term. Because it's not about just being able to get the home and pay for that one mortgage payment. You have to be ready to pay for it for the life of the loan, or the life of, you're going to be in that home, and you need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's not just a, let's get you into this home, let's get you taken care of. How about we make you feel comfortable, you know, long term, and not having to worry about, you know, just eating sandwiches and ramen or something and getting by. You want to enjoy that house.
Yeah, you know, and that is so true. And I so appreciate that, because there is nothing worse than getting a call from homeowners who you've helped get into a home that can't afford the home anymore. And so that is not a good situation. So I love that you work with them like that on that. So do you have anything else to add? That really covers all of my questions for today. I might have some more at another time for you, because I know.
Maybe a little bit about guaranteed rate is we're digital companies. So it's a really quick and easy to apply online. And like I said, if we want to go ahead and go through the Red Arrow Express, we can go beyond a pre-approval and have an underwriting approval and get you ready to go, so you feel good really going in under contract, that there won't be any hiccups along the way. So
awesome. And I'm going to put your link in the window down below. So whether you're seeing this video on YouTube or on Facebook or any of the social media that is going to be out there, just
we're going viral.
We're going viral. So yeah, right. If only we could.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I wanted to start off my videos with the most important thing, and for me that is the lending part of it. So I really appreciate your help today, Lindsay, and I love working with you. And you know, for all of you soon-to-be homeowners out there, please give me a call. Let me and my team work with you, get you with the lender, and let's get you started in buying that home. So
look forward to meeting you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.